This tutorial is going to show you a second example of the quadratic formula and how to use it. So our function this time is going to be 3x squared minus 5x minus 2 equals 0. Notice that this function is already equal to 0, so we don't have to move anything around at the beginning. The next thing I want to do is go ahead and be able to recognize what my a, b, and c terms are so that I can plug it into the quadratic formula. So 3, the coefficient of x squared, is going to be my a. B is going to be negative 5. It's the coefficient with the sign in front of it. And then my c term is going to be negative 2. So we're going to set this up. To refresh your memory, the quadratic formula says negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So what we're going to do is we're going to replace everything that we can. So I'm going to go ahead and get my fraction bar set up, and we're just going to start plugging things in. So I'm going to get the negative b part ready, and b was negative 5. So I'm going to go ahead and put that here. And now we just bring down that plus or minus. We deal with that in the very end. And I'm going to fill in my radical. So this is going to be negative 5 squared minus 4 times my a term, which is 3, times my c term, which is negative 2. And I'm only doing this without parentheses because I'm kind of running out of room over here. And then in the denominator we have 2 times a, which is 3. So we are going to start cleaning this up. When we negate a negative, that becomes positive, so this is going to be positive 5 plus or minus the square root. And negative 5 squared, if you use your calculator to double check anything like this and you're squaring that number, you have to make sure that your number with its negative sign is in parentheses. Otherwise, it's not going to work the way that you need it to. So negative 5 times negative 5 is positive 25. Now notice over here, the 4 times the 3 times the negative 2, that's two negatives being multiplied together. It's the negative 4 and the negative 2. So we want to make sure that when we go down here to our radical, that it's not 25 minus, it's 25 plus. So now we just have to figure out the product of 4 times 3 times 2, which is 24. And then 2 times 3 is 6. So now we're going to add what's under the radical. And 25 plus 24 happens to be 49. That's very nice and convenient. Not all of them will be, of course. And we know that the square root of 49 is 7. So this is going to clean up even more to 5 plus or minus 7 all over 6. Now, once again, this plus and minus business tells me that there are a possible 2 solutions. So the first check I'm going to do, I'm going to check to make sure that the plus version works. So I'll do the plus 1 over here and the minus 1 over here. So this one would read 5 plus 7 over 6. And so then we can just simplify this. 5 plus 7 is going to be 12. And 12 divided by 6 is 2. So x equals 2 is one of my solutions. And the other one, 5 minus 7 over 6. So that's going to be the same thing as negative 2 over 6, which reduces one more time into negative 1/3. And those 2 answers are my solutions. And that will conclude this tutorial.